Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with Costi, here with your early look at the Broncos versus Jets NFL matchup on Sunday for Week 5 NFL action. The way these videos work, this is just our early first look at these games. Of course, I'm going to look at it from a high-level handicapping perspective. Costi's going to take a little bit of it at that way, but primarily about the lines and sharp trading plays, which is what he does. A lot of these games that we've talked about in these early look videos, he's already has action on the games. He may add even more action to those games. He might even, depending if the line moves right, he might even have both sides of it and be looking for a middle. But anyway that you slice it, we'll talk more about that in a bit. I'm going to talk about this one, the Broncos and the Jets. And unfortunately, I have to talk about it because these are two very, very bad football teams. I think the Jets are actually, I would say, a more hopeful team than the Broncos. To me, the Broncos came into this season one of the most overrated teams out there. They squeaked by the Bears last week to finally get on the board, but it has been an ugly season so far, including that 70 points they had dropped on them in Miami just a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, for the Jets, a lot of the hopes were on Aaron Rodgers this season, but we have to remember, it's not just Aaron Rodgers. They have a pretty good cast of characters there, but without a quarterback to drive the ship, I think that really has been the problem. Zach Wilson, really not that bad. He really has been a lot better than we've seen in the past, but he still, of course, obviously has some work to do. I like Garrett Wilson. I like Breece Hall. I like, of course, Dalvin Cook. But what I don't like is losing my bets, and I think that's what the Jets cost me in that New England game, where I felt that they had a very good chance to beat the Patriots outright in that one. The thing is that we go to Denver, and really all those high hopes with Sean Payton taking over the head coaching job of the Broncos, but very hard to take over a head coaching job when you don't have your guys. So it's not, even though he's the coach of the Broncos, it's hardly his team. And I think the Broncos, just a lot of growing pains here. While Saleh, I think this is becoming his team. And he is, the Jets are more than Aaron Rodgers. And while this year, obviously that kind of puts a little monkey wrench in it, and they'll be probably back to the drawing board as far as acquiring a QB of the future. But at the same time, I think the Jets have more talent and are the better team here. I'm going to take the Jets. I think they win this game, and that's going to be my early look. Costi, what does sharp trading have to say about this one?
I'm looking at around while we're doing this recording. DraftKings moved it to 2. It opened up at 1.5, mostly 1.5 at most places. But I'm watching screens while I'm on the show. I'm seeing value being moved around. I'm seeing the limits being increased on different wagers. This is what you're going to get from us. Not only are you going to get a understanding of how to bet the game, but you're also going to get a 24/7 consultation for me on when to bet the game, and if you're in a right spot or you have to buy a half a point or you have to pass altogether. This is more like trading sports, not gambling on them. And in this situation, am I going to bet the game? No, I'm just monitoring the lines because I'm doing that literally the entire day. The Broncos got very lucky last week. If anybody watched that game, the Bears should not have went for it on 4th down and should have just kicked the field goal. They let up a huge lead. Again, that's the NFL. You never know what you're going to get week to week. The Jets looked decent last week. They moved the ball, but you could also easily see the Zach Wilson of old, where he's getting sacked. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he's really not producing. So this is a typical game that I like to stay away from until I maybe could see some value in the line. But at this point, this is a pass for me.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm actually going to, at least the way that things are looking, I'm going to bet the Jets here. But if the line is moving in my direction, I might wait to take a couple more points. But more than likely, I'm taking the Jets on the money line. So I'm going to be looking for more value on the odds to see if I can get there. A lot of times, for me as a bettor, most people know I love alternate lines and laying points with dogs and things of that nature. But, sometimes, when you have a lighter line like this, there is no value in the money line at all. And it's like you're not getting true value for the points from the money line. And that's the type of stuff that Costi's going to go over and explain to you exactly how that works. I try my best, to explain it to you guys that if you're buying points, you're paying one price, and you should be able to at least get that back in value on the other side when you're selling points. So if you're not getting that back, then sometimes it's better to just take the points and bet a little less or whatever, the case, however it fits what you're doing. But anyways, That's our early look at the Jets Broncos. Of course, find out all about sharp trading plays, betting lines, not teams, over at the number that you see on the screen. Text, you'll talk to Costi. He'll answer any questions you might have. No obligation, but not going to need to be obligated because you're going to absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.